Why is it so easy to spend numerous hours scrolling through YouTube, Facebook or Instagram than it is to get started to read the book that lays on the shelf? But it just seems easier and more rewarding to waste time. There are days that you seem not to like doing anything at all. Well, it's pretty challenging, especially if you have to convince your brain to like doing hard things. Instead of constantly fighting with your brain whether or not to do something, you can make up your mind once and for all. Hi everyone, today you will find about how to trick your brain into doing hard things and make it on demand. Click the like button and subscribe to be part of a self-made nation. Also, if you want short and important tips about wealth, check out our TikTok account. Let's get started. Everyone feels this way from time to time, even super successful people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. But what separates them from everyone else is their ability to trick their brain into doing hard things even when they don't feel like it. It has something to do more with motivation than pleasure. The problem is, the process often feels undesirable. Say for example, you one day tell yourself, I'll need to read that book. Why? Because you are not developing yourself consistently, which then leads to the conclusion that you are not doing anything for your future. A wealthy person reads, and your brain will associate reading with the sort of person you are. It isn't something you do, but how many of you find it difficult to do the hard things, or shall we say important things, that aren't quite as exciting, such as starting your essay, working out, or starting a side hustle? To trick your brain into like doing hard things, you need to make that hard thing something you do. As the hard thing is undesirable, you need to make it fun to do. Say you don't like reading at all. Place the book near your bed so you will remember to read every night before you sleep or in the morning. You can check out our video how to use laziness in your advantage to learn more. That way, you will look forward to reading because it will take less than 20 seconds to start. The more you read, the more you feel like becoming a successful person. The more you feel like that person, the easier the task becomes. You see, successful people understand that if they want to accomplish something in life, they can't make excuses. They can't allow their brain to control them. They have to be the ones in control. This is why knowing how to trick your brain into doing the things you want is such a crucial skill to learn. The difference between successful and average people is that successful people get things done even when they don't feel like it. They're able to hack into their minds so that they can't control their own emotions. So, how do you trick your brain to overcome obstacles and get things done? How can you take control of your mind and force it to do your commands? The answer is you can't. Your brain is stubborn, and forcing it to do something that it doesn't want won't make it listen. Instead of using force, a much more effective way of getting your brain to do what you want is to influence. Why are some people more motivated to do this? And how can we, if we aren't already, be more motivated just like that person to do the difficult things? To understand why this happens, let's talk about dopamine. One of the nicknames dopamine often goes by is the pleasure molecule. The actual molecule itself is related more to desire, the desire to motivate oneself to actually do things. So, therefore, we can conclude that when a particular task or activity releases a dopamine reward, we are more inclined to want to do it, to get that motivation to pursue it, just like playing video games or listening to your favorite music. But when we look at the hard stuff as working or exercise or cleaning your home rather than scrolling through Instagram, these immediate expectations of a reward are often missing. Even though consciously you are aware of the long-term benefits. It's easier to choose the path of instant pleasure than to make yourself get up early in the morning to go running or to work, right? Luckily, neuroscientists pointed out that if applied correctly, you can use strategies to tap into your body's dopamine system and motivate yourself for things you do not want to do. So, how do we combat this? How do we make those smaller amounts of dopamine, which will benefit us in the long run, outweigh, or at least somewhat motivate us to get started and doing? Your brain is one of the most dominant organs in our system. Instead of forcing your brain to do what you command it, use practical ways to get your brain's attention to listen to you, or create a desire so your brain will follow whatever you ask it to do. Set up mini goals. Watching an hour-long cat video compilation seems effortless compared to the same amount of time spent working, because your brain's reward centers activate with dopamine in expectation of a reward. Create a system of goal accomplishment and reward to feed your motivation. Keeping a simple to-do list can show you the difference this can make. Instead of, for example, lumping all your chores together, split them up, make the bed, scrub down your windows, or vacuum. After accomplishing each micro goal, reward yourself. By creating a system where your brain expects a reward as a result of completing an important goal, the dopamine gets you to feel motivated to complete the task. Moreover, once you accomplish the task and get your reward, your brain learns to expect a reward after every task or micro goal you accomplish. Use mindfulness. Gaming, social media, or gambling are a result of irregular or excessive levels of dopamine. For that reason, being mindful is vital for maintaining a balanced dopamine system. If you are spending a lot of hours surfing the internet but see it as harmless, then your indulgence may have a potential long-term addictive pattern. It will make things more challenging for you. Neuroscience researchers recommend consciously abstaining from behaviors that can snowball into these kinds of habits. Limiting time spent online can help reduce the temptation to indulge too much in the limitless expanses of the internet. Set an internet cut-off point for yourself during the day when you switch your notifications off and don't check anything online. Use exercise. Exercise is known as another element for healthy living. It can also boost your dopamine for sustainable means. Even 20 minutes of aerobic exercise can help you switch your motivation around by regulating healthy levels of dopamine. The increased activity gets more blood pumping to your brain, creating an optimum condition for it to grow and process. This is why you often feel more alert and focused after exercising. Exercise has a lot of health benefits, but it's also a much more sustainable way of getting your motivation system running and putting you in a good mood to take up necessary tasks. Get enough sleep. Getting the right amount of sleep results in having a motivation to complete different tasks. When you have a good night's sleep, you are more capable of doing things, even harder ones. A natural dopamine cycle involves higher dopamine levels during the day, keeping you alert and focused, and lower dopamine levels later in the day to help you rest and sleep. Not getting enough sleep can result in flagging dopamine levels during the day, and this, in turn, results in a lack of motivation to get things done. Getting enough quality sleep ensures that you wake up well rested and motivated. Listen to music. There is a substantial body of literature establishing the magical effects music can have on your learning, concentration, and productivity. Listening to specific types of music, particularly melodic instrumentals, can significantly increase your dopamine levels and keep you motivated as you work, exercise, learn, and so on. Put your headphones on and treat yourself to some lovely melodious instrumentals of your favorite songs as you get to work. So, your next challenge is to take the first step. You'll be surprised by how much more uplifted and motivated you'll feel as you work, thanks to all that dopamine. I hope you can jump right over obstacles to your productivity and focus. It will just seem impossible until you get it done. I hope it adds some clarity and gives you a possible way to start doing the hard things you need to do in life rather than being hooked on the easy stuff which serves only momentary value. I hope you will have an amazing day and take the desire to do the hard things first, in order to put yourselves in the best position for tomorrow. If you want to develop your millionaire mindset and overcome the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from becoming massively successful, hit the like button and be part of a self-made nation.